live from the Vintage Gold Cup.
This regatta is as good as it gets.
This is Tom VanderMolen reporting on the Vintage Gold Cup, coming to you live September 12th through the 15th on beautiful Gull Lake, Michigan. Part of the Vintage Gold Cup, the story of the Vintage Gold Cup, are the amazing boats that are raced in this regatta. They are all from the Star class and all built in the 1950s and 60s. They're all wooden. So many of these boats have gone through an amazing restoration. Now, where does all of this take place? Well, it's in a small shop called the Vintage Gold Cup Shop. We're standing out here in front of it now. Now, this was built in the 1940s, as we remember it, and used to have these old star boats being worked on in here during that time. The barn has recently gone through renovations and stuff, and now Vintage Gold Cup has taken it over to restore these beautiful star boats. Let's go on in and see what's going on. So this is Tom VanderMolen live inside the Vintage Gold Cup shop, where all of these beautiful boats are remade and refinished. A big part of the finisher of these boats is Mike Ward. Mike's been working with John now for years, started on the P-Star campaign and has come to the Wooden Boat Show. What are you working on today on this boat?
Today I'm just finishing up some, we had some cracking in the hulls from, my feeling is these boats sit for so long they dry out. So then when they get out, obviously out in the moisture, or in Michigan for that matter, they pick up all the humidity and either expand, you know. So we all have cracking we have to deal with. So I'm down in the hull filling the cracks right now and getting her sealed up so no one cakes on water when they're sailing.
Well, Mike, thank you very much for your time today. We're going to keep touring around the shop and take a look at some of the boats you're working on. And of course, you'll be a real nice fixture during the live Vintage Gold Cup coverage.
I'll be there
coming in September. So thanks a lot, buddy. Good
Thank
seeing
you.
All right.
You too. Thanks.
Now I'm standing with John VanderMolen, who is really the creator of a lot of this, along with Don Parfit. John, can you talk about how did you get into refinishing wooden star boats?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, the vision is Don's. Let's give credit where credit is due. I mean, this is certainly Don's vision. I've been around boats my whole life, and it was natural for me to go into it. My star history, being in it forever with P-Star, I have a lot of experience on you know, what the boat should be. When Don talked about restoring boats to modern type sailing, well, that really piqued my interest, because wood boats are a blast to sail. If you've never sailed one, you've got really no idea how much fun and how different they are than the modern boats. But bottom line, what I take out of this more than anything, Tom, is I always dreamed about building boats of color, and the Star class went all white, of course, when racing at the Olympic level became what it was. Creating these boats, giving them life, each boat we think about the color combinations and how we're going to do it, and it gives it personality to us. Every boat has its original name, and you've asked in the past how we assign boats to the skippers who are sailing the VGC boats. Well, I think the colors and the personality is what we try to work on, and so we love that.
And this is Team Sweden over here. You can see the color scheme here. Talk about this boat and the boat in front of it here, and how you got these and who's sailing them.
Well, these, if European star sailors especially will appreciate this. At your live Facebook postings last year's event, Leif Carlson and his father Suni were hosting a regatta at the same time, and they were watching us. Of course, Suni Carlson is a legendary European boat builder who built the stars in the 60s, and they happened to have these two still at their boat yard. They made contact with me shortly after and made this incredible gift to us. And both of them came in kind of the colors we're keeping, but we thought it only appropriate to make them Swedish and celebrate that color with this. So very excited the way it turned out. When you see the deck on both of these, they could win the People's Choice. They're that beautiful.
That's great. So these boats come a long ways. You can see over here to my left, this boat probably just rolled into the shop, what, months ago,
Yeah.
earlier this year, and you can see the shape it's in. It's got a lot of work to do. I guarantee you, this, when we look at this again, maybe in another 6 months or a year, this is going to be beautiful. And then you go all the way to this boat, which is upside down, and you're just finishing that up to get out the door here.
Yeah.
So fantastic. How many of these old boats will be sailing in the Vintage Gold Cup this year?
We have, as of today, 24 sailors who have made a commitment to come, either by bringing their own boat or sailing one of ours. Now, if we get all 24, I think, and everybody's schedule allows them, that'll be fantastic. We do see a rebirth of guys refinishing boats on their own outside of us, and we may get one or two that we don't know about, guys that are working on their boats in their garage now. But it's going to be right around 20, 25 boats, and we're thrilled to have that.
So, and you're excited about some of the guests that are coming with their own boats. Can you talk about Dave Brocious and some of these guys, John Finch, and some of these guys that are excellent refinishers, and what they're doing with these boats?
Right. Well, you mentioned Bill Brocios is from Olympia, Washington.
Right.
Bill's been doing this for years and years. Unbelievable work. We have one of his boats here, and he really is doing a lot of the same things we are. John Finch, legendary sailor from District 12 up in Toronto. He has probably the most historically significant boats in the class today. Several will be at the Vintage Gold Cup, including, we hope, hull number 17, which was Pop Corey, really the creator of the Star class, his boat. Dave Caesar is another who is just really thinking out of the box and taking these magnificent boats and making them modern to handle the modern day loads of aluminum rigging and Dacron and stiff wiring, etc. So all of these guys together are incredible. You have an understanding of boats when you put your head in one of these and take them apart, what great boat builders they were, what a great design it is. And man, to be a fly on the wall in a conversation of that group collectively would be pretty special.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. Well, we're gonna see a lot of these guys here again September 12th through the 15th. It's the Vintage Gold Cup, and keep tuning in because we're gonna keep doing live stuff as we get closer to the big event. John, thank you very much, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.